Down to the final two questions. Talk about any tax implications for agricultural workers that they should look out for.
Well, in general, taxes should be withheld from paychecks at the time workers are paid. There also should have withheld a standard, what we call standard deductions for unemployment insurance and Social Security. That is, except for H-2A workers who will not have Social Security withheld from their paychecks because they're not eligible for the program because they're here on H-2A visas. One note, it's important to file taxes every year, but more importantly, maybe even this year, because if there are stimulus payments that the federal government has issued, if a worker has not received, because they've been moving or they just haven't received a stimulus payment, there was one for $1,400 minimum and there was another one for $600 minimum. If they haven't received these stimulus payments when they file their taxes, this would be an opportunity to receive those payments. So this year, it's more important than ever that farm workers file their taxes on time, and that's usually April 1st. It was extended last year, but usually it's by April 1st.
Mike?
Actually, I think that's the 15th, isn't it?
The 15th? My mistake.
$1,200 check too, I think.
Oh, $1,200. Okay, so I made two mistakes. $1,200 and $600, and April 15th.
Here at Pine Tree, we have a special project to help people who have tax problems. And if you're having a problem with your taxes, again, give us a call. And we have an attorney on our staff who specializes in helping people with tax problems. Unfortunately, we can't help you actually file your return. That's not part of what we're able to do. But if you're having a problem with the IRS and you're having difficulty, if you've been told you owe back taxes or similar problems like that, give us a call. We can help.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add, but just with regard to specifically H-2A workers, we've gotten a lot of calls asking whether they're entitled to the stimulus payments or not. And it's sort of going to depend on whether you file your taxes as a resident or as a non-resident. And that's kind of another complicated math problem of how long you've spent in the US for this year and the 2 years before that. So that's something best answered by a tax preparer. But if you do qualify as a resident, then you should be qualified for both stimulus payments. At first, married couples who, for instance, if one part of the married couple had a Social Security number, but the other had an ITIN, they weren't qualified, but now they are. So if you're one of those individuals who didn't get one last year because because your spouse has an ITIN, like Mike and Nick said, it's really important that you file taxes this year because you may be entitled to claim it now because the law did change in the meantime.